lot there, we just can't see it. And everything it takes to make a planet is out there in that blank space, blank for you and I. And plus, and I've read some since where some cases later on the rocks and everything fall into the earth and they change as they go down and dissolve and become part of what makes the earth. But mostly it seems to be from this big whirlwind called a vortex. How long that takes to round up all that material to form the earth, I don't know. Billions of years. Anyway, when it comes right down to almost time to go together and become a planet, it is hot. It is a small ball compared to where it started, where the vortex started. And the vortex has pulled it right down to where it's just hotter than hell. And bingo, you got a planet. And all it is a molten ball of something right. And the light stuff floats to the top, and the heavy stuff goes to the core. The core is iron. Greg Braden says it's iron and nickel. I'm sure he's right. But anyway, it's mostly iron, and 47% of our planet is made up of iron or iron and nickel. And most of it's in the core. And actually, Greg Braden says the latest deal, so there's two cores. There's a smaller core, which is real solid, really hot, really compact. And then a bigger core around that, which is not so hot and not so complex. I don't understand that. It'd be interesting to check into it. And then on up, of course, you have all the rest of what makes up the planet. And you get up what's called the mantle, which is between the what we live on here in the core. And then I think there's even another thing in there that's slippery somewhere or another, and these tectonic plates that covers the world, and they keep moving, sometimes as much as a quarter of an inch a year. And they slide in under each other, and they lift each other up, makes mountains. And, it's I know the first time I went to a meeting and heard about tectonic plates, I was blown away. I thought that was really interesting. And it still goes on every day. That's San Andreas Fault in California. They know something. All hell's going to break loose out there one of these days. Everybody knows that. But they just don't know when. Maybe next year, or maybe next 500 years, or 1,000 years. But as time goes by, who's counting? Anyway, the Earth, in other words, is a very movable, active place. It just isn't the ball whirling in the firmament, being turned by the same vortex that created it in the first place. Okay, we're talking about the Earth, and understand that the time that people are here is just a blink of the eye compared to the 4.5 billion years since the Earth was actually formed as a molten body in the sky. And since then, of course, it's cooled off enough to crust over. And then after that, it took a long time for things to shake down. And somewhere, enough water to cover a little over 70% of the earth in salt water came upon the earth. And you know what? I do not understand that. I've heard that maybe it came from extraterrestrial bombardment. If you ever look up at the moon, it's just full of pox where things have been hitting. They've been hitting it for millions of years. And the same thing hit us, but because of the changing, we're a live planet, the moon is dead. Mountains live and go down, they grind down, trees grow and fall. In other words, it covers up most all of those pock marks, as we call them. And how that much water got here, I just can't get my mind around that. They say a lot of it came from meteors. Meteors often have a lot of ice in them. You say that's where a lot of the water comes from. That's water could come in on meteorites. Anyway, I'll find out someday. That'll be interesting to look forward to. Anyway, we still have a little more than 70% of the surface of the earth covered by salt. Now, did you know that we know more about the surface of Mars because we sent up equipment that's still traveling around, taking pictures and taking samples and all that sort of thing. We know more about Mars, surface of Mars, than we do about the bottom of our oceans. I think there's going to be some big surprises when we really get down and start studying the bottom of the oceans. But they're working on it. A lot of times they have things they haven't told us yet. That's just the way people they like to keep it to themselves for a while. Okay, now that's how a planet got started. That's how our planet got started. Well, how did plant life get started? How did animal life get started? It did not start by a random chance, as academia would have you believe. It did not happen when two molecules, a little bit of amino acid happened to bump heads out in the middle of the ancient ocean, and voila, you got life, spontaneous. Did not happen that way. That doesn't make sense. That isn't the way the Creator does things. Let's get something straight. All life was created by the Creator. All life, whether one-celled animal, one-celled plant, or whatever. Right on up to the top of the heap, which is you and me. Yeah, you can get the big head if you want to. You're the top of the heap. You're it. That's what this is all about. All the millions and billions of years and all that is to get it up to the point where you could be created. And you became a person at the moment of creation, at the moment of conception. When else? How could you become anything but a person at the moment of conception? So, if you do that, it just makes things so much simpler in your figure. So, all right, let's say, now there's more to it than that, but we're not going to it into that in this podcast. We'll get to that later in Bible study when we study the OAHSPE. How humans, or how spirits came to be on earth. We're going to hold that. This is going to be too long anyway. I don't want to get too involved and stir it up. Anyway, let's move on. We got humans. You can call them souls. You can call them spirits. You can call them spirits. You can call them angels. Call them anything you want to. They're all the same. They are us and we are them. There aren't any strange type spirits in the world. We're all human. Okay. Now, a human becomes a human at the moment of conception. That's the great part. That's the wonderful part. You are a human and will have life eternal. What in the world is life eternal? I cannot comprehend that. And you know what? I don't expect to for a long time. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's the greatest thing going. It's the greatest gift we could have is have life eternal. And I'm looking forward to it. And I just don't worry about the upper heavens. I'm more interested in earth and the lower heavens right now because I'm here and I need all I can learn here. And I will not be allowed to move ahead until I learn what I have to learn. So that's my job now. I'm just looking forward to that emancipated heavens, etheria, nirvana, upper heavens, whatever you want to call it. It will take care of itself until I get there. Okay, now let's go back down to when persons are created, when persons are become human at the moment of conception. Unfortunately, we need to talk about the possibility that life is not perfect. Life is tough. And there's been times in the past where half of the people that were created, half the people who became human, didn't make it to their first birthday. Well, it's a lot better than that now. Our mortality rate for the first year, I've read several different things, all the way from one in 5 doesn't make it to the first birthday. Some a little better, some a little less. I think we're one of the best ones in the world, except I think generally the Scandinavian countries are better than we are. I don't know where I read that, but I read that in times past. For mortality rate was for newborns was better in Scandinavia than it was in the United States, although both of them were among the best. Some places are real bad. Anyway, now we're going to do a little aside here. By that I mean we're going to explain something, because what happens to those people who don't live very long? Maybe they don't even live to get out of the womb. Maybe it's obvious to the Creator or whoever or whatever that the fetus, the part that's going to be the human body, just isn't going to make it. Doesn't have what it takes, either by chance or because something the mother did or ate, or something the father did or ate. It's not all on the woman that causes the fetus to die before it's even born. It's called a spontaneous abortion, and that's too bad. But anywhere from 1 out of 5 to bigger or whichever statistic you want to go by. And the other way, another way, is by man-made abortion. Now that is such a sorrowful thing to contemplate. The idea that men and women would decide either together or one or the other that a baby would be, it's not the thing to do right now. After all, the baby isn't the person till it's born. Well, that's a bunch of, what? You are at the moment of conception. You are human, and you always will be. And the point being is that people take other people's lives just because they don't want to bother them, and they convince themselves that that's okay. And that's going to cause them so much, both men and women, both mothers and fathers. It's going to cause them so much trouble later on. Here in this world, psychologically, in the next world, I don't want to go there any further. Anyway, that's a bad deal. That happens all the time. And
All right. Thank you. My name is Shaquab Ben Israel. Thank you for joining me on my channel where I love to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. That means I like to redeem the time, store up. That means that I like to share with you things that I'm learning, things that I'm doing while I am on my journey, trying to draw near to the Creator God, Jehovah. And I love to share with you things that I believe the Creator, if I'm sincere, if I'm uh, if I am willing to persevere and endure, I want to share with you things that He's showing me to help me as long as I'm willing to learn and grow. So that's the purpose of my channel. Before I begin, I want to give thanks to Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother for this opportunity. The Heavenly Father and the Earthly Mother for this opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality. How they provide for me to be able to endure, to live, and to comprehend the best way that I know how. Now, I love to acknowledge the angels of the rising and the angels of the evening found in this book here, the Essene Gospel of Peace, Book 4. Today, being Thursday rising, that would be the angel of water. The angel of water. So the Essene Gospel of Peace, it tells us what we can say to the angel of water. And it's like a little template. You can make up your own words. And on the sixth rising, after Sabbath, say these words. So we're going to say these words 3 times together on 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Angel of water, enter my blood and give water of life to my body. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of water, enter my blood and give the water of life to my body. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of water, enter my blood and give the water of life to my body. And we read, and you will feel like the rushing current of the river, the power of the angel of water enter your blood, and like the rivulets of a stream, send the power of the earthly mother through your blood to all parts of your body. And it shall be for healing, for the power of the angel of water is very great, and when you speak to her, she will send her power wherever you command. For when the angels of God dwell within the Son of Man, all things possible. And then this evening is going to be the angel of wisdom, where we read on the 6th evening after Sabbath, say these words. So we're going to say these words 3 times together on 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Angel of wisdom, descend on me and fill with wisdom all my thoughts. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of wisdom, descend on me and fill with wisdom all my thoughts. And then one more time, 1, 2, 3. Angel of wisdom, descend on me and fill with wisdom all my thoughts. And then we read, know, sons of light, that your thoughts are as powerful as the bolt of lightning that stabs through the storm and splits asunder the mighty tree. It was for this that you awaited 7 years to learn to speak with the angels. For you know not the power of your thoughts. Use then wisdom in all you think and say and do. For I tell you truly that which is done without wisdom is as a riderless horse, mouth foaming, and eyes wild, running crazed into a yawning chasm. But when the angel of wisdom governs your deeds, then is the path to the unknown realms established, and order and harmony govern your lives. All right, so those are the angels of the rising and the angels of the evening. So, you know what? I just had a thought come to my mind. Here's my room on Facebook. If you want to send me a friend invite, come in, have fellowship, redeem the time. I try to post every day, me and certain other brethren, things from different books, mainly the OAHSPE, to help you during the day, just to focus and have something to chew on mentally. I just had a thought. I should start doing live streams, so brethren can come in, show their face, and they can share what they want to share. I should start doing live streams in the sense that brethren can click on the link and come into the room, and I can engage with them in conversation. Even brethren who come in and they have questions about the OAHSPE, I might just do that. I think I might look into start doing that. So you brethren, you can come in, you can show your face, you can participate on screen. That might encourage other brethren to come in, join in. My desire is to bring brothers and sisters together. I want to bring brothers and sisters together, all OAHSPE brethren. I want to, in the future, I see myself trying to find ways to like have conferences and just to facilitate ways where brethren can come together. We can see each other in the face. Maybe be the source of a brother meeting a sister and they getting married and having children. Yeah, yeah, that's my vibration, you know. I want to see. I certainly, my dream is to be able to take a picture with as many OAHSPE brethren and sisters that I can. I would love that. I want, because I just know how special you brethren are. I know it. I know it with all my heart, man. I'm more certain of your uniqueness, the blessing that you were under. I mean, the incredibility of you to be able to receive this word. I know it. I know it with all my heart that you brethren, and really, you know, the whole world is going to come under the OAHSPE. It's just that you, brethren, are special in the sense that Creator has chosen you, brethren and sisters, to rise up at this time and to go forward and to sweep the earth. In other words, meaning to drive out the lies, the deception, the agendas. He's chosen you, brethren. I wanted to play the video of that white man talking about the OAHSPE because I don't want it to be just a Negro thing. I don't want people to look at the OAHSPE Bible as just something, you know, looking at it as like it's only a Negro thing. So I wanted to play that man's video, that white man, and really there are other groups. Now, I did learn about a group of OSPE brethren that went off, and you know, there are always some guys that they want to move out to the desert somewhere, take all the women with them, and start some type of religious community, just so he could freak out with all of them, start making his own rules. In other words, becoming like a fallen god, just like we read about in the OSPE. Some guy, he gets a little bit of knowledge, and then he wants to get a bunch of brethren behind him, and he wants to move him out into the wilderness somewhere, and so he could eventually establish his own doctrine, and then so he can freak out with all the women in the commune or whatever you call it, where people get together, man. You know, it just never fails. And so evidently, I guess there was a group of, there was some group, and they got together and isolated themselves and felt like they needed to starve the children, or, I mean, and then everybody looks at that, and then they paint the whole OAHSPE community as a bunch of crazy people and a bunch of idiots and a bunch of cult members. And I'm telling you, man, the safe thing, the thing that protects brethren is the OAHSPE itself. The way it goes in, the creator, he goes into how we're supposed to deal with one another and how we are supposed to conduct ourselves while we are in this reality, how we do it. See, what the OAHSPE does, one of the main things it does, it points at you. It points at you, brethren. It points at us. The creator, he says to us, he says, you know what? Depending on, I was just reading something today where it basically was saying, it basically painted a picture of how we're in school. I know I've said this before. I want to say it again for overstanding's sake. We're basically in school. And if you were like me, when you were in school, you wanted to get the hell out of school, man. That was one place that I didn't know if I could survive that. I used to remember sitting in class and I used to say to myself, man, I ain't never getting out of this place. I'm gonna be here forever. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life here. I know I'm going to go crazy because I wasn't interested in school. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't learn it. I tried at one point. I believe I put forth effort, at one point, and then just gave up. It wasn't my flavor. It just was not my vibration at all. And somehow I made it out, and it was just, man, the freedom I felt. But anyway, to make a long story short, it's the same way spiritually. Whether you like it or not, if anyone is listening, if anyone is somehow able to have faith, if you are somehow able to have an open mind and read things and make it like you just flush everything out of your mind up to that point that you're taking on something new or looking at something new. If you're able to, you got to be able to do that, because the bondage of the human mind, the religious, spiritual people of the earth, the bondage is very strong, man. Very strong, very strong. And it don't discriminate. You could be the nicest person in the face of the earth. But if you're under bondage, man, basically it's like this. We're in school. If you come into bondage and you do not elevate, you don't learn what the will of the Creator is, and you're not busy trying to implement that in your life, you're just going to repeat first grade. And if you don't want to learn, that's why I was saying everybody is going to come up under the OAHSPE. You're going to believe it. You're going to subscribe to it. Number one, because it's all good, man. It's just full of goodness, man. It's full of goodness. Until you get it, man, where the Creator, His desire, if He calls Himself a father and you His children, then you would make a safe deduction. Just look at the world, man. Look at how parents want the best for their children. You know what I mean? See, you can make deductions, you can make conclusions based on what you see. Now, if I remember, man, I read somewhere where it was some type of account where somebody was mourning their mom. Their mom had died, and I think it was in the Apocrypha. And the Creator, he said, he was talking to somebody, I forget who, maybe y'all know, where he said to somebody, "Don't I love your mom more than you?" And trying to comfort the person who was grieving. He said, "I love your mom more than you," to whoever it was he was talking to. So that means that each of you brethren, the Creator, He wants, I used to play sports, and there's a saying like the best coach is the hardest coach. Meaning he don't let up. If he sees something in you and he want you to bring it out, He's gonna make you bring it out. He's without emotion. He's gonna make you do it over and over again until you get it right, man. And you won't reap the benefits until, a lot of you brethren and sisters, you know what I'm talking about. You played sports too, and you know how it is. Creator the same way, man. He don't let up. He don't let up, man. Either you're going to learn. Now it's not. I don't want to sound harsh, but I don't want to make the Creator sound unloving. But you know what I mean, And then years later, you learn to appreciate how they pushed you, or they were hard on you, or they wouldn't let up on you. And then when you started reaping the benefits, then you look back and you had a lot of respect and a lot of admiration for them trying to push you to get you to be the best that they know that you could be. The same way with the Creator, man. If you want to rebel, if you want to buck up, this is basically the big picture I'm trying to share with you. If you want to rebel, if you want to buck up, you just never you're never going to get out of first grade. You're just never going to get out of first grade. You're going to stay there. If you want to be the class clown, if you want to be the rebel, you only hurt yourself. That's the way it go in this reality. If you don't want to learn, you're going to stay in the first grade. You're going to be 40 years old in the second grade. That's the way that, yeah, that's the way Creator God do business. Until you come, and I'm going to read, when I do the reading, you're going to see where either you're going to fall in line, he gonna let you act out any type of way you want, knowing that until you fall in the line and you realize what the will of the Creator is, which is all good for you, until you realize that, you're gonna be repeating grades, you're gonna be sitting back, getting sent back, you're gonna go to remedial school, you're gonna go to summer school, until you finally realize that, until you break, until you break. That's the big picture of everything I'm talking to you about. So now you got OAHSPE brethren. I'm showing you my room here on the screen. I want you to send me a friend invite. I want you to come into the room, and so we can grow together, hopefully so you can participate and help me to build up other brethren, to help them to elevate in their grade, their spiritual grade. Not too many brethren seem interested, though, and that's a terrible thing, man. My room is an opportunity for you to help other brethren elevate, to reach a high grade. And many of you brethren, you don't see the opportunity. You don't participate. You ask me to come in my room. You don't participate. You just don't get it, man. It's an opportunity for you. If you say you believe, but hey, it's up to you, Click on the link in the description box, send me a friend request, I'll bring you in, if you say that, you believe the OAHSPE Bible and you know the will of the Creator, man, there is such a thing as a high grade. Now, me personally, I believe it. And that means that how you treat your brother, man, that's like really 80% of the score. And then the knowledge that you have so that you can run righteously, that's really what it's all about. It's really what it's all about. The OAHSPE Bible, and breaking the deity deception before we can get on the right road, man. We got to break that deity deception. I'm sorry, but that's got to be broken. That's got to be broken. We got to do something about that. We have got to do something about that. Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, King James Version, and the great dragon, that old serpent. See, what I'm getting ready to read, we getting ready to read where the Creator in the cosmic era, he said he's going to deal with the serpent. He's going to deal with the beast kingdom. He's going to put him down. The only problem is that you brethren that are up under it, something, I could be wrong. I haven't really familiarized myself with the fate of brethren who end up leaving this mortality under the beast, which is the religions. I know, from what I see, there is something called a hell or chaos that one thing with the OAHSPE, it don't like negativity at all. It don't like it at all, man. The Creator, he's on another level. The Creator's on another level when you start talking about loving and serving and empathizing. The Creator, he's just on another level. He's just on another level. You can see the deception in the world simply by warfare. You will never read the OAHSPE. It might talk about killing and murder, and very, very rarely it will. I think it does for different reasons. But it is so against the Creator. He talks about if you engage in war, even if it's offensive or defensive, it's not justified and there's a recompense for it. He talks about when someone wants your land to give it to them without price. I mean, don't sell it. I mean, we ain't never heard nothing like this before. Yet, that's the character of the creator. It's almost as if he's saying, hey, if you give them the land and then they take it, they're not going to prosper. See, it's just like spiritually, brethren, the big picture. If you don't want to receive this word, if you are unable to receive this good word, you're just going to remain under your deception, under here the devil. You're going to remain in it. He deceives the whole world. How does he do it? How does he do it? Through religions. Religions of the world. He does it through Christianity. Look at all those followers. He does it through Muslims. He does it through Hindus. He does it through Buddhists, just like the OAHSPE says. So my channel, I'm sorry, I'm going to be on this for a long time. I'm going to be about deity busting. Deity busting. That's something that is on my spirit to talk about, because you ain't going nowhere. Nobody's going anywhere until you bust that deity matrix. Until you bust that, ain't nobody going nowhere, man. I mean, the faithists, the OAHSPE calls us faithists, brethren. Those are brethren that will escape. They will escape. The primary thing about faithists, brethren who can receive the OAHSPE Bible, the primary thing with them is they know how to escape. They know how to escape it. No, we don't want to make this an idol, the OAHSPE Bible. No, we learned that lesson, but we certainly need information, man. Get out of our situation. We need information. We needed somebody to help us, and the creator, I would even venture to say that the oral tradition was just wiped out, man. To where if we didn't get this word, we just would have had to go into bondage and captivity to the false gods of this world. We just had to go into captivity to them. If somebody didn't help us, man, if the creator did not help us, man, that's why he says, I think in Isaiah, the people who sat in darkness have seen a great light. The people who sat in darkness have seen a great light, King James Version. See, the Bible, the problem with the Bible, man, the problem that I now understand, if you don't know how to read it, you can go into bondage. You can go into deity worship. You can do it. You can go into deity worship and not even know. The worst part, you don't even know you're in it. You don't even know you're in it. Now, I like to share and say, now I'm going to start using this brother as an object lesson. I ain't going to mention him. I'm dying to mention him because some of you brethren may know him. He's in the female goddess worship. He's under the worship of El. He attributes El to the female goddess. The worship of El, all he talks about is the woman, the female goddess, the woman, Isis, and any other names that's all is he. And I used to fellowship with that brother, and he ended up taking another brother away. He broke up our friendship and took that brother with him, and they broke fellowship with me. And for a long time, I just couldn't understand this brother. I didn't know how to approach him. I didn't know what he was doing to me. He sounded he sounded real anointed in what he was saying. I couldn't dispute it because I just didn't know how until now. And that is, I never knew to ask you, hey bro, what God are you under? Who's your God? I never thought to ask him that. But see, I could bust him now. Now I could get him. But he broke fellowship with me before he knew I was going to wake up. He knew I was going to find him out at some point. He knew it, and he ended up breaking fellowship before he knew I got to it. He went his separate way. He took my friend with him. He took the other brother with him. Had him under his spell, and the brother was under L, female goddess worship, and it was an example. Now he's a good brother, but it's an example of how you can go into deity worship, and you're not. If Creator hadn't had mercy on me, I'd be there today. I'd be there today, sitting up under that brother, not sitting up under him. We were just. I would be entertaining what he was saying, not knowing that I was under a deity. We fellowship together. The brother would pray to the Divine Mother, Barbelo, spoken of in the Nag Hammadi, the keys of knowledge. Brother would be sitting up there praying to the Divine Mother. Always, and the OAHSPE say that that's one way you can know you're under a deity. Just listen to who people talk about all the time. If they talk about a God or a Lord or a angel, and they constantly, you hear the Mormons talk about the angel Moroni, and who they talk about, that's who their deity is. That's who their idol is. That's who their idol is. Now, from what I read, when you talked about the OAHSPE, now the good thing is that the Creator, he puts a heavy emphasis on serving your brother. He puts a heavy emphasis on serving your brother because he says that even deceived people, basically, I'm going to read, or I might have read yesterday. I don't know. I can't remember, but when I do the reading, I think it's going to talk about brethren who were deceived under false gods and how the false gods put them to death. And the angels, the ashars of the Creator God, he comes and gets them and brings them into a place where they can learn and come out of deception. I recall reading in the OAHSPE, there are many brethren who, although they were under deception, the Creator made a way for them when they left their mortality to, in other words, like go back to school and get re-educated. It sounds like he was talking about brethren who are sincerely ignorant. Sincerely ignorant. They were sincere. I don't know. That's between them and the Creator. I'm just saying that presently, the world is in darkness. It's in darkness. Remember, look at these stats again. Look at these stats, man. Look at those powerful, those are heads of the beast that are highlighted right there. Look at all these people, man. I'm not really talking about the non-religious people, they still fall up under deception. Look at those numbers of people. There's like, what, 8, 7 billion people in the world. How many people you think know about the OAHSPE? You see what I'm saying? So there's a great deception. There's only, I mean, to find an OAHSPE brother, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, man. Look at the links in my description area. Those are all OAHSPE brethren and sisters. You know, you might not like my flavor, the way I explain things, but click on one of their links and you might like their flavor. But by all means, listen to what we are trying to say to you. We not your enemy. We got a job to do. We trying to elevate. We trying to get a higher. We trying to increase in our grade. That's what should protect you against deception. When you realize that this is your opportunity to grade higher, so you don't have to repeat first grade, repeat second grade, repeat third grade, because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity to be about the Father's business. You got an opportunity, man. You got an opportunity. My room is just a small opportunity. Come in, share with other brethren, even if they don't respond. You at least are trying to do something that will follow you when your mortality is through, or whenever the Creator delivers us from, you know, when it's time for the harvest, whenever that is. The OAHSPE, it speaks of a harvest. We don't know. We don't know when that harvest could be. A sub-cycle, 200, 400, 600 year. We don't know where we are in that harvest period. That's one thing that keep you on your toes. But you OAHSPE brethren, you realize that it's up to us. It's up to us to graduate off of the earth. That's the main thing right there. And it's real simple, man. You know, deal righteously with your brother. You know, see how you can serve the brother. You know, which reminds me of the um, I don't know if I put it up there, if you'll see it. Let me see. The Julia Morlock Food Ministry. I don't know if that's on the screen. Let me see if is that on the screen? See if that comes up on the screen. Probably not. No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't come up. I got to make a file out of it. All right, that's all right. Anyway, the Julia Morlock Food Ministry. That was my mom, and I'm offering it to anybody who can hear, who's looking at the video. If you know somebody and they're struggling with food needs, I can be contacted. I wouldn't run. I know how it is. I grew up, you know, me and my family, relying on the food truck that used to come and give us bologna sandwiches. In the place where I grew up, I remember us having to rely on that thing. You know, 2 pieces of bread and bologna. 2 pieces of bread and bologna that they passed out in the plastic cartons in the neighborhood where I lived. We relied on that thing, and I'll never forget it, man. You brethren probably know what I'm talking about. The Julia Ann Morlock Food Ministry, man. If you know somebody, they struggling like that, any ethnicity, nationality, yeah, I won't run. Not me. Yeah, let me know. My email is Israelite94@yahoo.com. Israelite94@yahoo.com. So anyway, that's my room. Send me for an invite. Come in, have fellowship. Man, please be a lively stone. Please participate. Help a brother out, man. Try to get the room to become a lively room. You know, call out brethren. Talk to them about the opportunity they have. I'm looking for a brother to help me out, man. You know, because the room is beating me up. spiritually, in the sense that I'm very disappointed in it at the lack of participation. If you a lively brother, if you could be a lively brother, when you come in and help a brother out, man, you know, take responsibility and to look at, to call your brethren to participate. Okay, so anyway, one of the things that we like to do in the room is look at the metaphysical word. Metaphysical meaning of words that are in the Bible. Have a sister that's good enough to share these things so that you, brethren, you know, you need all the ammunition you can get in this reality. I mean, the knowledge that we need to fight off the beast kingdom and also to help ourselves to elevate in our spirit. Now, let me look at some words metaphysically before I go into the reading. Here's a word in the a word in the Bible, kalita. It means to take into oneself, selfishness, shrink, contract, shrunken, dwarfed it, insignificant, littleness, poverty, condensing, harmony. Here's the history behind kalita. Another name for Kilai, a Levite who had taken a foreign wife. Okay, so that's the history behind kalita. Metaphysically, it shows the result of using the power of the I am, the lightness and swiftness of Jehovih, which Kalaya signifies, to bring about the fulfillment of selfish sense desires, taking a foreign wife. This result is a lessening of one's good mind, body, and affairs. Kalita also shows you how wonderfully the divine intelligence and power works. How the divine intelligence and power works through the thoughts that give it peace, to enlighten our thought people and to unify them with spirit. Kalita helped the people to understand the law, and he joined Nehemiah in sealing the covenant. Even when we give the light of spirit only a small place in our consciousness, even when we restricted by our poor little personal ideas, poverty dwarfed it, shrunken. The result for good is marvelous. What will it be then when we become perfect open channels for expression of the mind? So it sounds kind of like Kalita represents the mustard seed of faith. All you need is a little until it eventually become a big mountain. Kalita, metaphysical meaning of Esther or ether. Ether, definition, plenty, riches, abundance, fullness. It was a city in the lowland of Judah. Metaphysically, it means praise, in touch with the fullness of abundant substance in the subconsciousness. So, pretty self-explanatory there. F-ball. F-ball. It means with Baal, with the favor or help of Baal. Baal's similitude, likeness, self-sameness of Baal. He was the king of the Sidonians and father of Jezebel, the wife of Ahab, king of Israel in 1 Kings. Metaphysically, it means a belief that is wholly given over to materiality. It is the ruling or central thought of the Sidon state of consciousness, Sidonian. So that's equal to Canaanism too. Canaanitism. When your mind is fixed on materiality, and there are people like that in the world, they just, I mean, you know, they are tied to the material of the world. It's got a strong grip on them. You know, it's got a strong hold. The world, man, the materialism of the world. You hear every day about people, you know, stealing material things, value. You know, you see like movie stars, entertainers, and showing you that the showing you the how they value like you know, things like jewelry and expensive things, diamonds, and it's showing you materiality. It's showing you materialism. It comes from the vibration of a false god. It's Baalism. So that's the metaphysical understanding of some of the words in the Bible. You know, metaphysically, it's important because it's telling you about how you think, how thoughts, different thoughts that come to you. And we were reading about the angel of wisdom, talking about how important your thoughts are. You know, you dwell on these things and you start acting before long. Your vibration, if it's in that, if it's concentrating on those things, it'll replace your spiritual thoughts. And then you'll be wondering why you're not making any progress. The thing is, when you talk about the OAHSPE, you talking about faithists, you're dealing with brethren who know, we know that what we need to do in this reality in order to be about our Father's business. Now, let me go ahead and go into the reading of the word. Now, the reading is going to be, I'm going to pick up from yesterday. And I'm just going to pound on beast worship, man. I'm going to pound on deity worship. I'm just going to pound on it, man. You know, I'm just going to keep pounding on it. So, you know, you brethren, you know, you have an idea what I'm going to talk about, and you know, that's you don't want to hang. That's what I'm going to talk. I'm going to pound on deity worship because we're in a time. Our brethren, they're caught, man. You know, I cannot, you know, stop thinking of IUIC, Bishop Nathaniel's crew. And they will not, that Bible, man, it is an idol. They will not turn from it. They won't see what you are talking about. I'm desperately trying to get a discussion with Brother Selah and Bishop Nathaniel. I don't think he'll ever take that smoke. I don't think he'll ever, once he start researching Brother Selah and he see what he in for. I don't and the possibility of losing his kingdom. You know, I look at them and I look at the fallen gods. We read in the OAHSPE how the fallen gods, at one point they were right. They were given the title of God. They were given a space of reality and planets in which they had authority and they had responsibility. And it got to their head and they turned and they wouldn't acknowledge the creator. And then and we actually, you know, no, I don't think I'm going to be reading about that. I don't know. I forget. I might cover it here. But the same thing, as above, so below. You get brethren, they get a kingdom under them, and it may be only a couple of brethren, and they will fight tooth and nail, man, to keep that little crumb of a kingdom that they got. And that's what, you know, the OAHSPE, it lets you go free. It's telling you, hey, man, go free. Go free, man. I'm going to set you free. It's time for you to graduate, man. It's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to take responsibility, man. I'm going to give you this freedom. Now you free. You see where your brethren are stuck. Now you see you have the opportunity. You got this knowledge now. You can deliver them from bondage. You got the power to deliver your brother from bondage. You also know what's ahead of you. You know that the sky's the limit. You know that the higher you elevate, the better it's going to be for you. To graduate higher and higher and higher off of the earth. See, you OAHSPE brother, you know that. We can look at our brother. We know it's like looking at a younger brother or sister, man. You know, even a wild animal, man. You see videos where they know to treat a child gently, man. They treat it with compassion. I've seen wild, and I remember I saw a video, man. Y'all remember that video where that kid fell into a gorilla pit? You remember that? And that gorilla went and picked that boy up and he coddled him. He was coddling him. He knew the gorilla had enough sense, man, to show empathy. He knew the child was injured. And then the child started slowly waking up. And the mother was saying, don't move, don't move. And that gorilla was holding that child. It was like he knew it was hurt. And they shot him. Even a wild animal, man, you know. And it's like, you think it would work with people. You just approach brethren, hey, man, look. Let us not fight with one another. I got this word here, man. Let's sit down and reason it out, you know? Oh, brother, that's a white man. He a dentist too. And he a mason too, man. No, man, you mean you gonna tell me you gonna bring a word to me that's the word of the white man, the oppressor, man, had us in slavery? You know, it's like a wild animal, man. You ain't got enough sense to think that the creator, he can use any, you know, why don't you got enough sense, man, to reason it out, to think about it? Creator can use anybody he want, man, no matter what their history is. He probably sets up people to keep people who are hard-headed and hard-hearted, to keep you further away, to make sure that if you want to stay in that hard-hearted, that bull-headed state, he probably choose people who he knows going to keep you there until you come to the end of yourself. That's what he's going to do. He's going to let you, matter of fact, we're getting ready to read it. I'm getting ready to read it. Where basically his plan, if you don't want to get with this thing, if you don't want to join with other OAHSPE brethren, so we can rejoice together, we trying to come together, man. You know, and you know what? There's a vibration going on in our little community. I can see it. Brethren, they love one another. They know what the situation is. They can see it. You know what? It's just like the Essenes coming back. These brethren, they know it ain't no good, man, to fake the funk. They know that this word, the fact that they can hear it, they know that it's confirmation. Hey, brother, you are pretty special, man. You are pretty special. That's the creator. He letting us know, hey, you see what the deal is now, and I've anointed you, chosen you to go forward. Click on the link. Click on the link of any one of them brethren I got in my description box. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. And now we know what he's talking about. We know now. This is how the beast kingdom is going to be put to death. The religions of the world. And the Creator said, I'm going to use you, brethren and sisters. I'm going to use y'all. Y'all are going to do the work. Y'all going to do it. Greater works shall you do. Let's do the reading of the word. Let's do the reading of the word. Let me go to the room real quick, see if anybody's in there. Wow, there they are, right there. Here they are. Got some OAHSPE brethren in the room right now. Home run hitters. Home run hitters. Cosmin Cal. Hey Cal, is your link in the room? Is your link in the description area? If it's not, let me know so I can put it in there. How you doing, Elijah? Peace, bro. Shalom. Let's read real quick the chats before I go back to the reading. You say, never heard of dude before. At least he rocking with the best. I don't know who you talking about, Cal. Oh, you might be talking about the white dude. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I'm just trying to show that just so people don't think it's a Negro thing, the OAHSPE, that's what I was, that's why I wanted to feature him. Usually I put Selah's videos up before my live. May, how you doing? Shalom, May. I think Cosmin is saying his sister's name is May. Nazarene Essene Faithis. Shalom, brother. Thank y'all for joining me. Baal, yeah, you right, Cal. I'll be watching you, Cal. I'm pulling for you, man. I see the warfare you got to do, bro. I'm looking at you. I'm pulling for you, bro. I'm truly pulling for you, man. Bro, be prepared for uphill. Oh yeah. It's not like go like you think it should, but it will work. Just stay at it. Oh, absolutely, bro. Hey, bro, I've been slugging it out for nearly 13 years. And all that time, I was in deception. How do you like that? How do you like that? 13 years, man. I walked in deception. Oh, there go Prince. I like that brother, man. For some reason, he be saying things, the way he do his live. He just kind of talk to you, you know. He don't say everything right, but the spirit fills in where he leaves what he's trying to say. Prince Judah, I'm watching you too, bro. Yeah, Cosmin, Cal, Prince Judah. Yeah, I'm glad you say that, Cal. You built for it. Yeah, that's good attitude. I like that. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up, man, so I can get in the fray too. I realize I'm gonna have to get in the fray. I'm really ready now. Creator made it easy. But right now I'm holding back, trying to just come against deity worship. I think it's like triage. It's the most important thing, man. See, Cal say, I was duped too. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, bro. We was duped, man. We was duped. We was duped, brother. Yeah, man. And it's oh, man, you know. We have mercy. Boy, we came under some mercy. Whoo! Prince Judah say, peace. Peace to the bro. Wisdom, power, progression to you, big bro. Hey, Prince, I'm pulling for you too, man. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. You know, we got a big fight on our hands. Brethren ain't gonna discuss, man. But they gonna come up. Everybody gonna subscribe to the OAHSPE, man. You know, you just really, it's just a matter of time. Creator, he gonna let you just, if you want to fight, he just gonna say, all right, okay, you go ahead and you just keep on fighting yourself. I'm gonna leave you right there in third grade. I'm gonna just leave you there, okay? When you ready when you ready for this, then I'm gonna bring you out. You're gonna be, everybody else gonna been done graduated thousands of years ahead of you, and you just gonna be behind. But I'm gonna bring you out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go into the reading of the word, man. Let him say it. It's gonna bless our soul. We getting ready to come into a blessing. Thank you, brother, for joining me, man. You brothers. Oh, you know what? You brothers come into my room too, man. Y'all come into my room. You know, click on that link, come into the room. I try to share from the OAHSPE every day, just so that brothers can come in, get a bite to eat, maybe drop a word, bless other brethren, step out, come back in when you want to, get a bite to eat, you know, fulfill the commandment, fulfill the divine law, man, you know, serve your brethren, try to do something, you know. So let me go ahead to the reading of the word. We're going to get knocked out, man, with the reading of the word. Thank you, brother, for joining me. Cosman, Prince, I'm pulling for y'all, man. Oh, okay. I thought I put it in the description area, the link for my room. Here it is right here. Just make a note of it real quick. I'm late for the reading of the word. Let me see. Judah. Here, just make a note of it real quick. That's it right there. Just make a note of it. I thought I put the link in the description area. That's it right there. Come on in. Send me a friend invite, and I'll send you the invitation link. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the reading of the word. This is gonna be good. This word is always good, man. Okay, let me go ahead to the reading of the word then. Title of the video is Beast Kingdom Worshippers Part 2. Found in the book of Ashong, or Among, or Ashong, or Book of Ashong, OAHSPE Bible. What is this, chapter 16? Is that 16 or 26 or whatever? May the Creator bless the reading of his word. God delivered the 4 false gods out of their 4 hells. Verse 1, ES. Now, ES means the spirit. Spirit. ES, spirit. Verse 1, Spirit said, now was God, Jehovah's Son, master of the whole earth and her heavens. Verse 2, and behold, the cosmic era was at hand. Verse 3, the light of the ark had fallen on the throne of God. Jehovah's Orion chiefs from the emancipated heavens had come. Now, keep in mind that there's a structure in the spiritual that that religion don't know about. It basically goes from creator to God, to kings, to lords, to angels, some wicked, some righteous. Orion chiefs are like a step below a god, I think. I think they're one step below a god. One of my brothers might put it in the chat, straighten me out. But I think an Orion chief is one step below a god. So, verse 4, paradise was like a new kingdom. 1,000 million Etherians had arrived to labor with God in clearing away the hells of the lower heavens, and in providing for opening the gates of the heavens for the angels to appear unto mortals. And I could be wrong, man, but I think that brethren coming into this word and they pushing this word, I think it's talking about you. Now, I could be wrong, man. I think that brethren are being raised up to clear the hells and the knots and to prepare for I think that brethren, present day OAHSPE brethren, that they're rising up now to clear away the lower heavens and opening the gates of the heavens for the angels to appear unto mortals. Then it lists some of the names of the angels, goddess of Eophad in verse 5, in the roads of Lu and Etheria. Etheria, that's where all the home run hitters are. They've been able to graduate to a level, the highest level. Etheria, you got the earth, you got atmospheria, and you got Etheria. Etheria, that's like the major leagues. It says the names of these gods, and then it says, had brought back the armies of the Inquisitions. Hativi, goddess of the Lucian swamps. And so here, you can read this. I can't, One interesting thing here is Zarathustra, the persecutors of Zarathustra. So these, if I'm not mistaken, these gods here, they were persecutors of Jehovih. They fell off, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the persecutors of Zarathustra, you could say those are the religions of the day. Now, Zarathustra, do you know that that's another name for Jesus Christ? Actually, Zarathustra, he precedes Jesus Christ. He precedes. He's before Jesus Christ. His story is Jesus Christ's story. If you open up the OAHSPE and read it, for you brethren who don't know, I can't do it right now. I will. I probably have already done it, but I'll do it again in the future. Zarathustra. We are also called Zarathustrians, faithless brethren. That's one of the words we're called. So these people up here were persecutors, from what I understand, of Zarathustra, and it mentions some more people here. It says, beside these, there were 46 other goddesses, which each with a host of angels, who had in the ancient times striven against Jehovih in favor of some false god. So these had been coming against. These right here, starting from verse 5 on, all these gods, they had been coming against the Creator. They have been coming against the Creator. See, now they're coming down to the lower heavens to help institute the cosmic era. We're going to read. They were persecutors of Zarathustra. You know, Zarathustra was, one way you can see that image is a lie, that image of Jesus Christ. Zarathustra was the size of 3 men. And it said no man could flip him on his back. But anyway, so it's mentioning all the angels that had striven against Jehovih in favor of some false god. Verse 7, but now in the coming of Cosman, behold, they returned, all these false, these fallen gods, corrupted gods, wicked gods. They returned, pure and exalted gods and goddesses. See, gods, wicked gods, unrighteous gods, they get sent to hell. And then they come back. They go to hell. Verse 8, and God, Jehovah's Son, called forth all these, one-time persecutors. And he said to them, behold, there are 4 great hells and 6 smaller hells and 14 still smaller hells still existing in these lower heavens. Verse 10, since you were once cast, see, there it is. Since you were once cast in hells, and afterward delivered by angels of Jehovah, go ye now, and deliver the hells of these heavens, and bring ye the chief false gods before me. My marshal will allot you to the respective places I've appointed unto you. Verse 11, then went forth the gods and goddesses as appointed by God to deliver the 24 hells of the heavens of the earth. See, they're in earth atmosphere. That's where, if I'm not mistaken, that's where hell is. That's where this it's a realm where there is, I mean, well, just another reality where there is hell going on right there above the earth. And they took with them unto this labor 6,000 million angel laborers, well skilled in such matters. Verse 12. And in the 34 days the hells were delivered, broken up, and gone. And from these hells there was delivered more than 70,000 million angels who were carried to the plateau prepared for them by God, Jehovah's Son. Verse 13, and God had provided unto them in their new heavenly places divisions and subdivisions, with generals, captains, overseers, and other such officers necessary to prevent them running into knots and hells again. So, from what I understand, brethren, deceived brethren, they go to hell. They go to hell and they come out. Gods, angels, lords, unrighteous, fallen, they go to hell and come back out. They go to hell and get straightened out. And then they go to work because they got to redeem. You know, that's the thing, man. When you're dealing with the OAHSPE, you have to be careful how you deal with your brethren, because if they can make a charge against you, you got to pay them back. You got to pay them back, man. Say, like, you know, you have to make it good. Somewhere, somehow, you're going to make it good to them. These kings, these gods, these fallen angels, they got to make it good. The people that they have deceived, the people that they have taken captive, these spirits, Jehovah, he gonna make them, they're gonna have to make it good, man. They're gonna have to make up, like with the slave trade. Those, you know, it makes me keep thinking of King Leopold of Belgium. If you Google him and you see what he did, the incredible evil that dude did. All them slaves, man. OAHSPE say he got to pay it back. He got to make it good. He got to apologize with works. Did you know that that's how it go? So be careful how you deal with your brother. Be careful, man. You got to pay him back. You offend him, you got to pay him back. Do him right. Plus, you feel good. Verse 14, of the false gods and goddesses thus delivered before God in paradise for judgment. The chiefs of them were Ashtaroth, Dagon, Ashdod, Yodimus, Satius, Gulo, Plutoia, Itis, Hamgod, Moek, Hor, Baal, Anacrissa, Cabalactes, Gabriel. Oh, and there he is, Luamong. There he is, Luamong. I could be wrong, but he's probably done the most damage, Luamong. I'm going to learn about all these gods. I know I am. I'm going to learn. Asheroth did some damage too. Certainly Baal. Ashtaroth. Who is it that had a hold on the Muslims? Cabalactes? Gabriel? I think Luamong and Gabriel, they squared off, didn't they? Didn't they duke it out? They duked it out for the Muslims, didn't they? Did they duke it out? I think Ashron and Baal duked it out with Luamong, didn't they? They was taking, I think Luamong finally put him down. I don't know, but it says, besides these were 70 other false gods and goddesses delivered, but who were not brought before the throne of God, but were sent to hospitals because they were in chaos. So it sounds like past tense. I mean, I don't know. It says that they were delivered, like they were reformed. I don't know if I'm reading this right. I don't know if I'm overstanding it right, but it sounds like they were reformed. I don't know about Luamong though. I mean, I whether he's the if he's still in his arc cycle, his time of rulership. I know that there's still deception, but we're in the Cosmic era now. This is the time when the Beast Kingdom, it's got to be killed off. It's time for them to get put down now. We're in the Cosmic era, have been since 1848. Time for the Beast Kingdom to get put down now. You, brethren, you just want to make the harvest. Anybody who's under this deity, you want to get out, man, so we can make the harvest, whatever that harvest is. Or you could cross over tonight. The condition your spirit is in determines whether or not you will have escaped the deity worship of false gods. So anytime is the right time. Verse 15, God had previously provided paradise through his holy counsel for the time of the judgment of the false gods that were brought before him. He says, verse 16, so the holy councils were formed in crescent, so that the throne of God laid betwixt the horns thereof in order to promote the voice. Verse 17, the marshals then brought the false gods and goddesses into the arena of circle where the light should fall upon them. So, from what I understand in the ethereal realm, or maybe even the atmospheric realm, they formed a crescent, a half circle, and the god went to sat in the middle of the half crescent and addressed the council sitting in a half crescent. It's like a picture of the Turkish flag. You see the star in the middle and the crescent. So that was a seating order that they formed in the ethereum, and maybe the atmospheric, whenever they held councils. I don't know the full meaning of the you know what? Something comes to my mind here. Did you, brother, know that there was a sign that we were given in order to? It's like we were. The OAHSPE talked about cupping your hands. I think the Muslims, they're on to that. Something to that. Cupping your hands. Cupping. It's like when you're praying. You're meditating or something. I came across it, then I let it go. I let it go. I let it slip, and I can't. I'm going to find it, but it talks about cupping your hands in front of you, like you're asking. It's like you humbling yourself, cupping your hands when you pray or meditate. I mean, I think that there are some things like symbols, or I don't know if they have a benefit, and some to strengthen your vibration, or I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. I read that it's somewhere in the OAHSPE where I think that you got to think when it mentions things like that, things that you can do, that there's got to be some spiritual benefit behind it. I don't know. I just came to my mind. I'm just sharing it now. Chapter 17. Jehovah judgeth the false gods and goddesses. And ES said, the voice spake out of the light over the throne of God, saying, because I admonish both earth and heaven, saying, whoso setteth up more than the I am shall be bound. And whoso hearkeneth unto them, runneth after them, shall be bound. And they heeded not my commandments, but worshipful other gods than me. So shall they reap the harvest that they have sown. See? Talking about deity worship. Verse 3, because they drew the sword to establish themselves, they were bound by the sword. To me, that talks a lot about America to me. If you ask me, we've always been about the military, to establish ourselves by the sword. I mean, I know that that's been the way of other nations too. I've read about the incursions of the Muslims into Christian Catholic countries, and they were bound by the sword. You know, I was listening to somebody say that I think it was Brother Selah. He was talking about how, or the OAHSPE rather, he was reading from it. False gods are bound to the second resurrection. They can't go no higher than that. Second resurrection, which is where you're an organized group of brethren worshiping a false god, but you can't elevate any higher. The third resurrection, the Ethereal realm, perfection. It's like, I think the brother, he was saying like, yeah, not graduating. You know, you can only go so high. If you're stuck, if the highest you can go is the second resurrection, it's like being stuck in kindergarten. You 50 years old, you in kindergarten. You can't elevate. Verse 5, because they profess salvation into the armies of false gods, I let them, there it is, I let them run their course. And lo and behold, they have shown no salvation in heaven and earth. So that's how the Creator wins. He just lets you keep doing your thing. He just let you run your course. You don't want to receive this word? Okay, you go ahead, you stay up under Christianity. You can stay up under Christianity, stay up under Muslim, stay up under deity worship. Anything born of woman, go ahead. You just stay up under it. You're going to come to the end of yourself when you see that you have not progressed one iota. And then you looking around in the earth and the religion you subscribe to, how come they can't bring peace? Where's the power? Isn't one of the things that religion is supposed to do is bring peace among men? The best that the heads of the beast can do is bring division, warfare, killing, murder. And Creator, he said, I'm gonna just let you do it. I'm gonna let everybody come to the end of yourself. And you're gonna be screaming for light because you're gonna get sick and tired of your situation. You ain't making no progress. You want something better. That's the mistake the false gods made. They came up with their kingdom, and then the people below them said, okay, we got it, man. What else is there? We want something more than this. You got something more than this, or is this all there is? How long are we going to be learning our ABCs, man? You know? What else you got? And then the false gods say, what you mean, man? That's all there is, and there ain't no more. And then the kings and the lords and the sub-gods below them, they say, what the hell are you talking about, man? Come on, man. Let's go higher. Elevate us, man. We ready for some more. We want more light. Give us more light. Sorry, bro. You up under me, and that's all I got. That's all I got, man. You don't like it? Go somewhere else. Verse 6, they have built up kingdom against kingdom, standing army against standing army. Truly, they have brought judgment upon themselves. Verse 7, hear the words of Jehovih, O ye false gods and goddesses, who set up heavenly kingdoms against me, who slew hundreds of millions of mortals in order to make other names than mine, worshipful on earth and the heavens thereof. Ye, verse 9, who cried out falsely, behold me, I am the light of the life, through me is the way of salvation. Verse 10, ye who have used your names to lead mortals and angels away from the Creator, saying of yourselves, behold me, I am the Lord, I am God. My heavenly place is the all highest. Verse 11, behold, I had spoken in olden times. I had said, verse 12, whoso aspires to be king of the earth or queen or emperor or ruler over a nation or people, and I give to him his desire, he shall be bound with the people of his administration. Neither shall he rise to my emancipated heavens. See there? The free heavens, man. Ultimate freedom, perfection. Till, look, till he hath carried up with him every soul that he had dominion over. You got to make it good, brother. You break from the Creator, you get a kingdom of your own, you deceive them to worship you, and they don't make it, you're going to make it good until every single one of them elevate. You're not elevating. You're going to make it good. Same way individually. You brethren, you don't want to receive this word. You coming against brethren. They just only trying to share with you this good thing so that you may elevate. You don't want to receive it? Okay, you just stay right there. You stay, you're gonna be praying. You're going to be wondering, where is the Lord? Where is the Creator? How come He don't answer me? Why am I in this situation? Because you won't break, man. You just won't. You won't let go of that deity, man. You will not let Him go. You won't let Him go, man. You know. He say, but He shall be bound. He shall be bound unto that people in the first and second resurrection. You can't go no higher than the second resurrection. It's going to be you and your whole church stuck in the second resurrection. You and all your Christian brethren, your Muslim brethren, your Buddhist brethren, your Hindu brethren, you're going to be stuck in third grade learning multiplication, the multiplication table. 50 years, 100 years, 400 years, stuck learning multiplication. OAHSPE brethren now studying calculus, quantum physics. He said, but he shall be bound. Brethren, let me read it again. Whoso aspireth to be king of the earth or queen or emperor or ruler over a nation or people, and I give him his desire, he shall be bound with the people of his administration. Neither shall he rise to my emancipated heavens till he hath carried up with him every soul he had dominion over. But he shall be bound unto that people in the first and second resurrection, until even the lowest of them are raised in wisdom and virtue and good works, sufficient for the grade of brides and bridegrooms to my ethereal realms. So you brethren who are under the beast kingdom, if you're under religion, man, you're going to go into captivity. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The kings, the deities that lead into captivity, they are going to go into captivity. You're going to go into captivity with he that leadeth into captivity. And you won't come out until he that leads you into captivity brings you out. He's going to have to make it good. In other words, he's going to have to bow and submit to the Creator and then teach you, brethren, to do the same thing. In other words, you're going to be locked into your religion. You're going to be, if you don't want to break, your spirit is going to be locked into who your God is. You're going to get locked in, man. It says, verse 13, and if a king stretch forth his arm to subdue and annex other countries and to his own, excuse me. And verse 13, and if a king stretch forth his arm to subdue and annex other countries unto his own, suffer thou him to do so. Suffering, let him do it. He wants to join kingdom to kingdom. For he is magnifying his bondage for the resurrection of the low. You making it worse on yourself. The king that wants to grab other kingdoms and countries and religions and spirits. Verse 14, and thou shalt apply these rules unto all earthly rulers, be they kings or queens or emperors or presidents or governors or legislators or judges or popes or priests or preachers, or whosoever presumeth to rule over or to lead or to exact servitude from others. See? Nobody ain't getting away with nothing, man. These leaders, and you know what makes me think of? You know what this type of thing makes me think of? Man-made leaders. Who started the Baptists? Who started the Mormons? Who started the Protestants? Who started the Lutherans? Who started the Christians? See, you know, these are men born of women, and they start religions, and they take people into captivity. And thou shalt apply these rules unto all earthly rulers. What shall we apply? This verse 13. And if a king stretch forth his arm to subdue and annex other countries into his own, suffer thou him to do so, for he is magnifying his bondage for the resurrection of the low. When the kings and earthly rulers seek to acquire other lands. They seek to acquire spirits. They seek to build up their kingdom. Big mega churches, prosperity gospel, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of spirits. They stretch forth their arm to subdue and annex. Creator said, let them go. Let them do it. He's just making it worse on himself. He said, verse 14, and thou shalt apply these rules to all earthly rulers, be they kings or queens or emperors or preachers, whosoever presumeth to rule over or to lead or to exact servitude from others, and the term of the bondage unto them in the lower heaven shall be in proportion to the magnitude of their dominions. I mean, so as you do to the least of these, the Creator's brethren, you do it unto him. You got to pay for it. You got to make it good. All that worship, glory, and honor that you receive, you got to give that back. You're gonna have to now. You're gonna have to humble yourself, and you're gonna serve these brethren that you deceived and brought into bondage. How that works exactly, I don't know, because one ruler can take into captivity millions and millions of spirits. I don't know, but Creator, he knows. That's all that matters. Verse 15, but to whosoever attaineth dominion by sword or extended dominion by the sword and by blood and death, his bondage shall be 100-fold. You know, that sounds like, it sounds like colonialism to me. It sounds like colonialism. That's what jumps out of my mind. It sounds like European colonialism. It sounds like British colonialism. It sounds like American colonialism. You know, where you go and take over the brown people of the earth, copper colored people. And I'd venture to say that even that we, Negroes, the historical, what we call the Israelites, according to the flesh, because the brother, I mean, he taught me, Brother Selah, talking about the Holocaust that we did to ourselves. I mean, you read in the Bible what we did to ourselves. And I would venture to say we've been paying a price for that, even up till now. I remember the account that the brother likes to bring out about, what is the account where Benjamin, they were almost wiped out? You brother remember that? When we almost wiped out Benjamin? And you know what? I never thought about these things when reading. That's how your mind get taken away. We were all under the Bible, man. We were subscribing to that stuff. I look at that, I say, man, you gotta be kidding me. I used to always wonder, but I would just put it down, thinking, hey man, God do whatever He want to do. Your mind can get taken away, man, to where you can't even hear sound doctrine anymore. You can't even hear peace, love, and light anymore. You can't even hear it. You know, them OAHSPE brethren, they be doing battle with the Israelites. Hey man, you can't even hear sound doctrine. Why do you require them to prove to you? You make the bar so high, man, so that nobody can jump it. But OAHSPE brethren, they jump it with ease, and you still won't subscribe to good sound doctrine. You still won't do it. You make a bar so high you think they can't jump it, and then when they jump over it, you move it higher, and they jump over that too, trying to show you, trying to prove to you, hey man, we don't have to fight one another. You know? Just believe it, brother. Just receive it, man. Come out of that darkness. That's all you got to do. All right. And the thing that really make me shake my head, some of these OAHSPE brethren, they be cussing you out, man. That mean they nearly done with you. They nearly are done with you. Scripture say, hey man, you want to be ignorant? Go for it. Be ignorant. Let him who is ignorant be ignorant still. You know what the scriptures say? Bible. See, the Bible, it is profitable. It aligns with the OAHSPE in a lot of places. The problem is where it does not align with the OAHSPE. That's the problem right there. He that is ignorant, let him be ignorant still. King James Version. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that the OAHSPE, the divine law, are the commandments of the Creator. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophecy and forbid not to speak with tongues. Okay, so I'm not dealing with that. But the fact that he talks about if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant still. That's spiritual. That is in the OAHSPE. That is the Creator God. That's inspired, what he says right here. If you want to keep fighting, man, you're going to be like that baby that cries. A parent, they'll just lay the baby down. The baby will start crying. It'll cry, and then it'll cry itself to sleep. Or it'll learn if you want to make it better for yourself, stop crying. Stop crying and set your mind, open your heart. Open it. Just open it. You don't want to do it, though. You want to attain dominion by the sword or extend dominion by the sword and by blood and death, then your bondage shall be 100-fold. Verse 16, and whosoever maintaineth his dominion by standing armies, America, really the world. He said, thou shalt compute the number of, and to him and his high officers, the bondage in the lowest heaven shall be equal to 10 times the number of soldiers thereof, and 10 times the number of years of servitude and the multitude of his army. So you in the army, you a captain, general, admiral, whatever, and then you engage for however long, multiply that by 10. That's the number of years that you have to do in order to make it right. You're going to do that much more longer to make it right. You got to repay that, man. The offenses that you gave to other people, you have to make that right. You're going to be 10 years. You afflicted somebody 100 years. You're going to do. You afflicted somebody 10 years. You're going to do 100 years apologizing and doing deeds of recompense You did 10 years evil. You're going to do 100 years paying back. He said, verse 17, for whosoever taketh from my people for his own glory or dominion shall render unto me the just value. I think it was Prince Judah that was, he was just recently reading this. See, you see how the Creator, you see his sense of justice. You see that? Whatever, wow, man. He said, you're going to return it. We're all going to make recompense, man, to people we have offended, one way or another. That's a beautiful thing, man. He said, verse 18, whosoever engageth in war or leadeth in war, or is captain or a general, and causes the death of whom I created alive, he shall not rise to inherit my emancipated heavens as long as there remaineth war upon the earth, but he shall toil in the lowest heavens of the earth to educate and raise up the Druids thereof, which shall be his labor. See, you cause somebody to lower in their grade, you're going to be the one, you're going to make it right. You're going to bow down and you're going to humble yourself to whoever it is that you cause their grade to be lowered. He's going to make you're going to make it right. See, verse 19, and whoso hath great riches and many servants, his resurrection shall be no faster than the resurrection of those that serve him. See, capitalism, it makes us all slaves. And there are leaders, politicians, legislators, presidents, mayors, councils. They line their pockets. They subdue the people. You know what? They got to turn around and make it right. The riches that they steal from the people, taxes and fees and all the, that really it goes to helping them to maintain their power and authority and luxuriousness. They got to pay that back. You got to pay it back. And then when everybody has been rectified, when everybody has been properly recompensed, now you will elevate lastly. You'll be the last one to elevate. See? Now you think all them homeless brethren. And you had the ability, the earth is big enough for us all to live on, man. There's absolutely no reason for a brother to be out under a tent somewhere with his family and his woman is pregnant. I say hallelujah, man. I read stuff like this, the justice of the Creator. I love it, man. I say hallelujah. I love it, man. Let it be. Verse 20, and whoso hath great riches, yet no servants, but liveth for himself, thou shalt apportion his place in the first resurrection, even according to the good he might have done, had he obeyed my commandments, and he shall do in heaven what he neglected to do in earth. He shall not rise to my emancipated heavens until he hath appropriated according to that which I gave him in his keeping. Rich man served himself, couldn't care less, man, about his brother. Served himself all the, 5-star meals, morning, noon, and night. Now, personally, I believe that rich people, they do a lot of philanthropy and, they give money. That's cool. I believe there are a lot who they they give a little fraction of their wealth. You see the character, you see the nature of the Creator, man. He knows. Verse 21, God said the words that come out of man's mouth, even though they profess prayers and repentance, are of little avail before Jehovih. He said, but the words that come out of good works done unto others to raise them up are as the sound of a trumpet that reaches beyond the stars. He said, verse 22, for in all ages of the world there have been deceivers, hypocrites, with temples to worship in, professing to serve the Creator, but in fact, serving an idol. There we are. We're back again. Deity worship. Deity worship. You mean well, The problem is that you're stiff necked. You can't open your mind, your heart to this word. You've been a Christian for 40 years. You ain't about to change now. You can't handle anything new. You can't move with the Creator. You can't. I'll never forget what that sister said. She was telling me about Pluto going into Aquarius and what it meant. She said, you better be able to move. She didn't know what it meant all the way. I didn't know until I came into the understanding of the OAHSPE, and I realized what she said, how people ain't going to be able to move. You ain't going to be able to come out of the beast kingdom. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to stay under deity worship because you don't like the unfamiliar. Only OAHSPE brethren, only faithists are going to be able to do it. Verse 23, and their priests and preachers speak good doctrines, but they practice them not. Save a little as a blind to lead the multitude astray. Verse 24, and they live in fine houses and fare sumptuously every day and are skilled in oratory. Skilled in oratory. You know who that makes me think of? A Gemini. You know what his name is? Gemini is the sign of communication. You want to know the name of a famous Gemini? And he's got a big congregation. Can anybody guess? Put it in the chat before I give you the answer. Gemini, man. And really, all astrological signs, you know, they may have oratory ability. Gemini is known for it. That's the sign of communication. When I read that in the OAHSPE, you know what it makes me think of? What is the astrological sign of T.D. Jakes? Gemini. T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes, man. And he gets up there and he uses words. He strike, you know, he's fake. I shouldn't say that. But it shows you the power of deception. He uses words. That's where his power comes from. That's a man that uses, he uses skilled oratory. He uses oratory and doctrinal precepts, but they will not go and serve the poor. Teaching them how to live. Again, the voice spake, saying, 25, my judgments are upon those that profess me, dealing out their pittance. You got $1 billion, you bless a brother with $5. But you got $1 billion though. See? Pittance. My judgments are upon those that profess me, dealing out their pittance to the poor, whilst they themselves live above want. When such men die and enter the first resurrection, they enter the first resurrection. They shall be handed over to those that are in darkness, and their bondage shall be 100-fold. You're going, wow, man. I'm sorry to say, well, no, I shouldn't apologize for the Creator saying these things, but he's saying that you're going to serve the people you neglected. You're going to serve the people you neglected. You can imagine what that's like. It says, for they preach words of righteousness with the mouth, but in their behavior, they laid their foundation for the kingdom of hypocrisy. Truly, I've given to them the harvest that come out of their own sowing. Verse 26, these men then have been my doctrine since thousands of years, and known unto you before ye deserted my kingdoms. If such then, by my judgments on the mortals who serve false gods, how much greater then must be the penalty upon the false gods who set themselves up to establish these iniquities. False gods are going to get it. They are going to get it. If you are deceived, you're going to get it. You're going to come out of it, You're going to get delivered, but you're going to get a taste. If you want to worship a deity, if you want to worship religion, if somebody asks you a question, who's your God? And you say Jesus Christ, and they say, who do you worship? You say Jesus Christ. And then worse than that, they say, well, how can I learn and worship him too? And you say the Bible. That's doubly worse. He says that you're going to have to pay for that too. Now, from my understanding, you will get brought out of hell, but you're going to get a taste of it. Now, I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, but that's what I read. That's what I see. Gods and lords and angels, they get the worst affliction and they get brought out. So I would tend to think that deceived brethren who are deceived, they get brought out of hell and chaos too. That seems to be the plan of the Creator, where he sends angels to come and get you. After you had a little taste of what it means to be deceived, man, you know. Now, I could be wrong, but I perceive that is, from what I read, that is the will of the Creator. Verse 28, hear ye then the judgment of Jehovih, whosoever has established the name of my Creator, but whoever has, hear ye then the judgment of Jehovih, whosoever has established the name of any God but the Creator, and made it worshipful on earth or in heaven, shall be bound on earth or in heaven, shall be bound in the first resurrection, till the name is no longer worshipful on earth or in heaven. Bound in the first resurrection. And I keep forgetting what the first resurrection is. I think it has to do with service. If you only serve yourself, then you reap what you sow. You serve, it's something that has to do with recompense for your selfishness. Verse 29, and whatever God or goddess has said, come unto me, ye that are heavily laden, and I will give you rest. For I am the way of salvation, of light, and of everlasting light. Then that God or goddess shall be bound in the first resurrection, as long as mortals or angels go unto him or her. You know who said this, right? You brethren, you know who said this, right? You know what I'm going to do, right? Let me get rid of some of these links before I show you. You brethren know who I'm referring to, right? You faithists, you know who I'm referring to, right? Oh, I came to the room by accident. Man, look at you, brethren, man. Everybody, you brethren are really lively, man. All this chat. Trying to read real quick before I go back. So, I see what you guys got here. So you sound like you're having a dialogue. That's cool. Let me go back. Now, we just got finished reading. Who said this? What I got highlighted here? You brethren see that? You know who said this, right? Everybody knows who said that. Whatever God or goddess has said, come unto me, ye that are heavily laden, and I will give you rest. For I'm the way of salvation and light of everlasting life. Then that God or goddess, look at that, shall be bound in the first resurrection, as long as mortals or angels go unto him. Now everybody knows who said this, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Matthew 11. See? Who said this? See? You see that? You see how you got to make a decision. If you don't know how to read that Bible, if you don't know how to read it, man, you could get in a lot of hurt. You could get hurt. You see? You're going to make a decision one way or another. You're going to subscribe to the Bible or the OAHSPE. You're going to do one or the other. Because how can two walk together unless they agree, man? You see? You see how it says when the angels were going to separate the wheat from the tares. You see how it's being done now? You see how the Creator, he let the Bible fall. He let you make it an idol. And then he was going to bring out the second witness that was going to search the first witness. You see his plan now. You see how Pluto is in Aquarius, and a lot of brethren ain't going to be able to move. You're not going to be able to move with the Creator, man. Verse 30, behold, as such a God called, and they answered unto him, so do I give unto both the God that calleth, and the subject that runneth unto him. For I give liberty even unto mine enemies. So, if there's a silver lining, there it is right there. Behold, is such a God called? And they answered unto him, so do I give unto both the God that calleth and the subject that runneth unto him. For I give liberty even unto my enemies. So the Creator, he don't forsake the deceived and the deceiver. He don't forsake them. But there is a recompense. But ultimately, he delivers them. But when a subject goeth to a God and saith, behold, thou hast said, whither I go, I will call all men unto me, and I believed in thee, then that God shall not put him away. Verse 32, whilst Osiris was worshipped, I gave unto Osiris, the false god Osiris. Whilst Ashtaroth was worshipped, I gave unto her. Whilst Baal was worshipped, I gave unto Baal. Verse 35, but when any of these gods were no longer worshipped, behold, I gave them no more subjects. As long as Brahma's worshipped, I gave unto him who was before me. Verse 37, as long as Buddha's worshipped, I will give unto him who is before me. As long as Christ is worshipped, I will give unto him who is before me. As long as Mohammedans are upheld on the earth, I will give unto him who built up Muhammad. Verse 40, and when all of you have purified and raised up all those who idolize you, in that same time, I will raise you up to higher heavens also. So as long as people keep going to these false gods, as long as people keep going to false gods, the Creator is going to increase their recompense, where they will have to turn and raise up the spirits that keep coming to them. I don't know how that works. That's one hell of a mystery. That is one hell of a mystery. Verse 41, ES, which is spirit, said, and now when the voice ceased and all was still, the false gods and goddesses raised up their heads, and they spake with one voice, saying, thou art just, O Jehovih. Unto thee I do now covenant that I will serve thee forever. Neither will I aspire to rise to higher heavens till I have raised up all them I have led astray. Verse 43, make me strong, O Jehovah, in this my everlasting covenant. Teach me, O Father, the labor I should do, that thou shalt be glorified forever. Thus ended the judgment. God's marshals removed them to the place allotted for them, and they went to work. You know, it kind of sounds like these false gods and goddesses, they're going to have to turn around. It's basically like, let's say somebody, he has a big church. He's going to have to turn around and confess, you know what? I've been lying to y'all. All you thousands of people, I've been leading y'all astray. I have been leading all y'all astray. And now all the profit that I've made off of all of you, I have to make it right. I'm going to start by selling my home and dividing up the proceeds equally. And all the proceeds that we have received in the history when this church started, we're going to divide it now equally amongst everybody. And not only that, we are going to restore all the donations and tithes. We're going to restore all that. And on top of that, we're going to direct you to the Creator God. We're going to direct you. We're going to get on the right road. You brethren are free. We freeing you, brethren, from religion and deity worship and idolatry. We withheld the truth from you, and now we repent with shame on our faces, and we will not stop until every last one of you understand that the Creator God is God. Plain and simple. All right, that will conclude the reading of the word. Let me go back into the room real quick so I can close the video. Wow, Prince, you've been knocking it out. You said he can't even talk. You talking about TD Jakes? Oh, okay, yeah, TD Snakes. Ben got evicted. I didn't know that, really. I don't know what's going on with him. I know there was some controversy, but all right. Books may become a snare. Yeah, that's true. All right, brother. Go ahead and close. Let me see. Drop the link. You mean for what? For the room? It should be in the description box. If it's not, you can just go to the room. That's how it's spelled. Just send me a friend invite if that's what you're talking about. So, all right, looks like that'll be it. Close the video. Brethren, thank you joining me. Man, I want to give thanks to Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, for giving me the opportunity, providing for me so that I can try to do my best, be a light while I'm in this reality. Brethren, please, thank you. Pray the Creator bless you, give you understanding. Brethren, until I see you again on video, peace be unto you. Shalom.